Hello, guys. Welcome back to Tweedle Time. We're gonna talk about space exploration. Once again, I'm the host, Andrew,
And I'm James.
the co-host.
I am No, I like to think of myself as a perfect equal to the host. This co-host thing, it's not.
This sounds a lot like communist propaganda, and I will not tolerate this. I'm replacing you now.
Communist propaganda, you stupid bourgeoisie.
Hey,
Fine.
divide defense.
No, there is no defense.
You know what? We gotta move on. Okay, ready to talk about some actual space exploration instead of complaining about communist propaganda?
Yeah, I'm down to talk about some space exploration.
So, James, you like to start this off, like usual?
Yeah, it kind of started when Germany started launching the V2 rockets at London. So then everyone's like, hey, missiles, we could use those to go out of the atmosphere. And the Soviets and the U.S. kind of took over for that. Everyone else just didn't really care all that much.
Kind of funny that the whole point of this wasn't really even space. It was more the idea of making really good rockets and potentially making nukes.
We'll get to space first. There's also that. There was also the Soviets and the U.S. just yelling, we'll get to space first, you losers.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how much of the technology came from Germany.
Yeah.
Though I will admit,
Yeah.
I realistically wouldn't see Germany being the first one to space just due to the fact they weren't focusing on it, even if they did have the rocket technology.
Also, they just lost a world war. They
were minor problem.
They were in no position to be trying to go to space.
Nazism can still survive in space. Okay, no. Let's get back to the whole space exploration. So Soviet Union doesn't get too much into the space race, just because that's probably worth its own thing, and we can make some more jokes there.
Yeah.
Soviets launched their first satellite, Sputnik.
No, the first satellite, Sputnik.
Yeah, it was the first one of all. America didn't win this one. They didn't get the first man in space. They didn't get the first woman in space. But they got the first person to the moon. Therefore, they won the space race.
Oh, yes, totally. Or at least that's what they'll say.
But
Sputnik was in 1957, so this was like 60... It was about 60 years ago.
Yeah.
62 years ago, I think.
Regardless, that doesn't matter too much. But
and then, like Andrew said, in 61, they got the first guy to space, Yuri Gagarin.
Yeah, just imagine training all their life just to actually be able to leave the Soviet Union.
Finally be able to leave the Soviet Union.
For like 8 minutes.
Yeah, basically. It was like 8 minutes. It was sad.
But nonetheless, both countries continued trying to see who could do it first. Fun fact, though, the Americans actually managed to use a bunch of espionage and steal the design. I think it was either a prototype or actually what? Like some kind of design for a satellite, and they used that to make their own off of that. Yeah. For once, it wasn't everyone else stealing America's technology.
Oh, I know. It was the Americans stealing their technology.
To be fair, I think they deserved at least one free pass after how many times now?
Yeah, especially when the Russians decided to steal the technology for the nuke.
Yeah, I feel like
as they were making nukes, the Russians were actively stealing it.
I know, and they're like, as this FDR was like, I have this really brilliant new weapon that we have right now, and it's so secret you know about. Oh yeah, no, I don't know anything about that.
Oh yeah, oh wait, no, I didn't know about that. What? Please continue.
You mean nukes? I mean, what's this new weapon?
No, what's that?
Anyways, back to space because we're focused on space.
Yeah, man, space. In the 1600s, the U.S. got the first man to space.
Some guy thought it would be a good idea to get someone into space, but that didn't happen.
Nope, didn't happen. In 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first man on the moon. I hope you already know that. It's kind of a big thing in the U.S. For anyone who's not from the U.S. listening, I don't know why you'd be...
Congratulations, you are now part of America.
Yes, now you know something the Americans are very proud of. Getting someone to the moon first.
Yep.
After that, there were like six more Apollo missions.
Yeah, there wasn't. Pretty much wasn't. They would have like a few more people into space, and then pretty much that'd be the end of going to the moon.
Yeah, they didn't really care about the moon much anymore. Well, they didn't send people to the moon.
They sent a lot of other rovers and all of this.
Yeah, they sent a lot of stuff to get information from the moon, but they didn't really need to send
people into space kind of was stalled for at least the early 21st century.
Yeah. 70s, they got the Mariner, which is a orbiter thing. Yeah. They got that over Mars to start taking some pictures, and they sent the Voyager to go and take pictures of Jupiter, Saturn, and the moons of those two planets.
But just keep it going.
Yeah, man. They were going the US and the Soviets were really into space now. Since they had actually been able to get there, they were super into it.
Obviously, it was ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union, as well as the International Space Station being made and being a thing between a bunch of countries.
Yeah.
Hence the name international.
Wow, International Space Station is international? It's crazy.
I know. That's why my Canada's getting into space. I mean, what?
But the International Space Station wasn't actually the first space station. The first one was Skylab.
Yeah.
Which was up for like 6 years.
But that's the problem. It wasn't like... Don't get me wrong. The International Space Station will eventually fall out of orbit.
It will.
But not for a while.
No. So we've still got some time to make a colony on Mars.
Yeah. So,
which I very much support that whole idea. I think it is absolutely brilliant. We go to Mars.
Come on, Elon Musk. Get on that.
Well, actually, no. We do need a colony on Mars. But first, the moon.
Yeah, man.
Lunar colony. Support that 110%. I want it back.
Hey, at least get a man to Mars.
Yeah, get someone to Mars. Come on, Elon. What are you doing?
Slacking.
You're slacking, man. You invent this most powerful booster rocket ever to be conceived, and we still don't have anyone on Mars?
Come on, man. Anyways,
slacking.
Hey, if you want to get to Mars, just you know where to find me, Elon. Call me up.
Need some volunteers for anything. We're down.
Yeah, man.
After like in the 80s, they started using satellites for more than just pictures,
like GPS or I don't know, maybe just actually due to the whole space research, they even got like a really good water filtration system out of it.
Ooh, nice.
So everyone's saying that you investing money to NASA is just a big waste if you could put it to humanitarian aid. Not really, because this technology was actually used. We still very much use for a lot of good purposes.
The technology developed with the space stuff has multiple other uses outside of spaceships.
Plus, also I kind of like knowledge, so
yeah.
In my personal opinion, I think it's worth it.
Also, they got a satellite TV with this.
Yeah. And
that was like the first step towards like wireless stuff.
Yeah, but so literally if you're listening to a Bluetooth headset using that right now to listen to this, or using a wireless mouse, thank NASA. Yeah. I think there's actually on the website, there's a part where NASA lists a bunch of stuff that was invented due to their research. So if you ever have time, go check that out. If you think space is a waste of money, it's not.
Yeah, man, we need to get support.
Anyways, back on topic. Let's talk about some of the cool stuff in space, because space is cool.
Dude, space is cool.
I know, it's not really warm.
I feel like we're starting to sound like the Space Corps from Portal 2.
Space. Careful there now. I don't want to get copyrighted somehow.
We're not going to get copyrighted, probably.
Someone hummed a song and got copyrighted. So I think at this point, I want to just play it safe.
I'm going to have to agree with that. I don't think we can afford to get copyrighted.
No joke. There was a guy, a meme where I said, if you can't think of a song name, just sing the lyrics to it and then post it to YouTube, and then the person that owns it will literally list the song and then you would end up getting copyrighted.
And then you know what the song is.
And then that actually worked. Someone actually did it. Well, I'm not going to bash YouTube too much because I don't feel like getting erased from the platform.
Yeah, that's true. I like YouTube too much, even though it's got flaws.
Yeah, but we can't talk about space.
Yeah, we're here to talk about space. Keep getting sidetracked. But some of the planets in space, it's
let's just mention like one of the cool ones. So, say you like diamonds. Diamonds are made of carbon, compressed. Everyone knows this, like really hard pressure. So, what if there was a planet where the surface was diamonds? Well, guess what? There is. If I'm going to put a picture in, which I will make sure you'll see it, hopefully.
If you're watching, then you'll see it. If you're just listening, then
that's not it.
No. If you're listening, then you won't see it. But take our word for it. It is a planet covered in diamonds.
Yeah. It's really cool. Assuming we didn't actually care about, assuming we don't think about the laws of economics and just go based on the current value, it's like 19 not decadillion dollars of diamonds.
Non-decadillion?
As in like literally 60 zeros.
It is 9 and 60 zeros.
Yeah, 1960 zeros.
US dollars.
Yes. No Venezuelan currency.
We could put a pretty sizable dent in the debt of the US.
No, it's
my god.
No, it's in Venezuelan currency, so it's actually worth nothing.
It's in Venezuela, so it's like $9.
Yeah, if you want to look that up, go ahead. I don't even know what the current exchange rate because it keeps getting worse and worse, so I'm not going to even bother.
If they just print more money,
everyone will be rich.
ooh, brilliant.
Yeah, back on topic. Let's talk about another fun planet. What if? You think the winds aren't that good? You want even stronger winds, like let's say Mach 2.
Ooh,
And now imagine adding some shards of glass in there. And there we go. There's an actual planet with that. It's a lovely planet.
ooh, love that.
I would love the vacation there.
So much silicon that glass forms, and then the winds move at twice the speed of sound. So there's glass shard storms.
Yeah.
That sounds like an excellent place
There's
for a
also
colony.
a planet which there's no glass shards, but it has Mach 8 winds.
I feel like they're just trying to outdo each other. It's like the arms race now. I have Mach 2 and glass shards. I have Mach 8. Try finding anything else.
Talk about Space Race 2, Electric Boogaloo. Okay. Anyway, some other cool planets. There's like a planet where less than 1% of light is actually shedding off from the star itself. So it's like literally darker than coal.
It's just dark.
It's unbelievably dark, yes.
So what happens when we like shine a flashlight on it?
It becomes bright.
Whoa, my gosh!
Okay, I think it's something to do with its atmosphere is like the reason why, if I remember correctly.
Maybe its atmosphere is just like absurdly thick.
I think it's also lacking a certain thing in the atmosphere. I think it's like some kind of like nitrogen oxide, what allows gas plants to be shown off.
Oh, I see.
I
Wait,
could
if we can't see it, how did we find it?
It's because it gives off some light. Like very, very, very little amounts of light. Like I said, less than 1% of the light is reflected off of it. So it does, you still can see it. Just
But
now.
basically not.
For the most part, yeah.
It's like Vanta Black.
Also, I could have given that chemical compound wrong. I don't know.
Wow, Andrew, getting that kind of stuff wrong on a podcast.
I know. So sue me.
You're going to get torn to pieces.
I'd like to see you as a giver say anything wrong.
I don't say anything wrong. I am absolutely perfect with my speech at all times, and you can't prove otherwise.
Yes.
Also, there's a planet where it's covered in water, and the water goes so deep that the pressure solidifies it. Without the use of low temperature, it has ice.
Oh, is this the one where it's as ice, but it's actually like ice 7?
It's like,
Or it's ice 10. Like, I remember those two planets. One of there's literally a planet covered in ice, but it's under so much pressure that it can't actually become a liquid or gas. So it's called ice 10, and touching it will burn your skin
it is.
instantly.
Is it cold or is it hot?
No, it's so hot.
It's hot ice.
But it's so under so much pressure because of how close it is to the sun. And
Could I cook an egg on it?
It would probably burn the egg to a crisp.
How fast?
I
cook an egg?
I don't know. I'd have to test this. We're going to space.
We're going to space. We got to test this. They have cooking eggs on hot, like sidewalks and that. We're gonna cook them on ice.
Yes.
Casuals. Casuals with your sidewalks. Rocks.
I will say like one thing that makes me disappointed in the whole space exploration thing is that the universe is expanding faster than the speed of light. So technically, it's not. There are parts of the universe we'll never be able to see, and eventually parts that we won't be able to see after a certain amount of time.
Well, we won't have that problem.
Yeah, we won't. The people in the future,
We're gonna
though,
be dead.
yeah, it's your own problem to deal with.
Several million years in the future, or maybe billions, if the sun hasn't exploded, then several billion years in the future, you're gonna have a lot of trouble seeing space.
It'll get to a point where you're pretty much only able to go into your galaxy, nothing further.
Yeah.
It's not saying it's really that feasible to get out of our galaxy in general
No, we're
but it's
kinda
gonna
screwed.
become physically impossible unless we can lock the ability to do wormholes,
Faster than light travel.
which I'm not even sure that's even possible.
It
but
might be.
It's like one of those theoretical possibilities, like same thing with time travel.
Aren't there like tachyon things that are things with mass traveling faster than the speed of light?
I think so, but I do know for a fact.
Exactly. We get some tachyon technology and we start traveling faster than light.
See, the problem with making hydrogen going to the speed of light, it becomes basically an alpha particle.
Oh, great.
Where it will
We just turn
actually
everything down.
the radiation will actually kill you. It's bad.
We'll go so fast, we'll make our molecules turn into radiation.
Yeah, it's really bad.
We will make our solid molecules just turn
Like
into
I
radiation.
said, this whole theory of wormholes in the fourth dimension is the most plausible if we ever go faster than the speed of
Screw the
light.
fourth dimension. We'll go into the what was
Fifth
it?
dimension.
Yeah, no, screw fifth. It's 10th dimension.
My 10th dimensional glasses. I can see movies in 10D. Okay, that. Also, I'd like to introduce you to my glasses to let me see in 2D when I watch movies. Oh, it's so good.
Oh. Also, speaking on disappointing stuff, the space program right now.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Not actually, because whole China's is initiating another space race.
Really?
So we can get Space Race 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my gosh, a second space race.
Yeah.
Is the U.S. really going to be up for that, though? Because
this is Donald Trump. They're not. He's not backing down.
That's true.
This is not the guy that told him we're backing down.
Yeah, this isn't.
Like him or hate him.
What was it?
This guy is determined. That's all I'm going to say.
Wilson. It was Chamberlain.
Yeah,
It was Chamberlain.
No, Neverland.
Ooh. But we used to have a really good space program, like 80s to like 2011. That was when we had space shuttles. We made 113 launches with those. It
was really disappointing, like just like how much money was cut away from NASA.
Yeah.
Even in the Obama administration, there was money cuts. Please don't do this in the future. Anyone that ever becomes president, don't ever cut money from NASA. Give them more.
If any of our listeners are becoming the future president, I will vote for you if you increase spending for our space program.
Yep. Don't carry the rest of your policies, only if the space gets...
You could be an awful Nazi dictator, but if you say we're going to Mars to make a colony, you got my vote. That's just that. We lost 3 shuttles. It was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, the Challenger was one of them.
The Challenger, the Columbia, and then I think there might have only been 2.
I only remember 2. There could have been a third. I don't remember, but I remember.
There were like 2 accidents where shuttles blew up, and because of that, basically the entire program was shut down.
Same thing with nuclear fusion, which is also depressing.
No, that was 3.
Oh yeah, 3.
It was Chernobyl.
It was like 2 in America. Just French said no.
Wasn't it like 3 Mile Island and then 1 more?
Yeah, there was 3 in total, but it only took 2 for America to say no, though.
That's baloney.
I know. I want to bring it back.
This is pathetic.
I'm luckily seeing that people are actually thinking nuclear energy is more viable.
Yeah, it is more viable.
Thank you, Europe, for actually not saying no, and we can just hopefully, take some of their technology.
We don't need to take their technology. All we need to do is revive our old way of making good nuclear
Honestly,
reactors.
I wouldn't be opposed to buying some of their technology and then building off of it.
Yeah. Actually, I
feel
along
like,
with that.
No offense, but they kind of do owe us a bit.
I mean, we did win 2 world wars for them.
Single-handedly.
Yes. I mean, given how well they were doing.
I was mostly referring to the Marshall Plan, the one we gave them a bunch of money to not be impoverished after World War II.
We will give you money.
Just don't become communist. What if we do it anyway? You better not.
We will invade your country and destroy everything.
Wait, when does America ever invade countries just because they're communist? They don't do that themselves. They've set up proxy wars.
Except when they do it themselves. Cough, cough, Vietnam. Cough, cough, Korea.
Like I said, they'll do a proxy war and support the other side.
Cough, cough, Venezuela. Wait, no, it wasn't Venezuela. It was like
No, that's a currently
the Banana Republics.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of getting sidetracked.
The Banana Republics was not happening.
Anyways,
what about rovers, dude?
Yeah, rovers. Those are pretty some cool stuff.
Haven't there been like? I can think of like
Ooh, speaking of rovers, I think in 2020 they're signing a really good one which allows us to it's either Mars or like a really big asteroid where it will go into drilling into the surface.
It will be able to drill?
Yeah, we'll be able to go into the surface and figure out what's inside of it. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. Like I think 2024 is the plan a SpaceX plan to launch a man to Mars if
they're going to send a man to Mars in 24.
2024 is their ultimate goal. They said it's going to be a bit difficult, but it's possible.
It'd be
But NASA said they would probably be able to do it by 2030. So if Elon Musk fails us, you better not.
NASA is not nearly as good as it was.
All I know is we're not losing another space race. I don't care if it's
no, we're not losing.
We're not losing.
I will not have it.
Yep. We'll just take their satellites again.
we will steal their technology.
Now, the one thing
to the point where we'll win.
The one thing I don't like about the space race is the whole, especially with India's not the only example, but recently where they blew up a satellite using a test of their missiles. That's not that you're doing it. No, it's not because I want to keep my GPS. That alone, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's more the fact that if there's enough space debris in the
atmosphere, we won't be able to launch stuff.
Yeah, everything we try to launch will just get destroyed and cause more space debris. It'll burn up over time, sure, but it'll take forever and really, really prevent us from actually doing anything.
You know what we should do?
What?
Start launching nukes into the atmosphere to blow up the space debris. If we use enough nukes, there won't be any space debris.
If we create a small black hole, that'll solve our problem.
Perfect. We'll just get Shazam.
Speaking of black holes, I want to get onto that because those are really cool stuff.
Dude, we got a picture of a black hole.
Yeah, we did that recently. Good job.
We got a picture of a black hole. I don't really understand how that's possible because...
And just remember, if
it absorbs the light.
And it also made memes. Isn't that what really matters?
Yeah. It's like every major scientific discovery, there's just a ton of memes made about it.
Or if it's something that's like any kind of like major news in general ends up... Get out. Any kind of major... Sorry about sidetrack, but just someone showed me something, and we're not going to talk too much about it. We'll worry about that one later.
Yeah, but now there's just a bunch of memes. It's awesome.
Yeah, maybe we'll add a few of them.
Yes, I'm down with adding a couple of memes.
Anyways, back on topic, black holes. One of the cool things about black hole is if we can figure out how to harness their power. It's like a 90% mass to energy, which,
gosh,
I think I remember correctly, nuclear fusion being the most efficient one we have access to. I don't know. This is like a nuclear fusion, not...
We don't have fusion yet. We have fission.
Yeah, no, the one we don't have. This is it's like I think 10%.
Oh my gosh.
It's absurdly great. I don't know how we're gonna harness it.
Oh my god.
A black hole just yet.
We'll make a Dyson sphere around a black hole.
That works only for stars.
No, it won't. We'll make it work for both.
Dyson sphere is a thing where it's supposed to be a thing around a star where
it just sucks up the energy.
Yeah, it basically takes the energy from it.
There's a bunch. It's basically just sucking up the energy. Like instead of all that heat and light energy just going off into space and hitting other planets, we just suck all of it up.
But I mentioned about the black hole thing. If we had 3 just junk cards, instead of going to a junk card, we throw them into a black hole and harness the energy, we'd have enough to power the Earth for 10 years.
The entire Earth?
Yeah.
For 10 years?
Yeah.
From 3 cars?
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff.
What if we threw 4 cars?
Oh,
God. The energy.
Yeah, that's like the point. Think about throwing all our trash in black holes while powering our society. That'd be so great.
It would.
That's one of the problems. We don't have a black hole near enough to us.
Also, we'd need a pretty big mass driver.
And also, we'd also need to figure out a way to actually harness the energy.
Yeah, I don't know how we're supposed to do that.
I'm not an expert just yet. Hey. For all I know, man, I could be the one to figure it out. I don't feel like I am, but
I don't think you are either.
You never know, man.
Maybe in however many years we'll look back and see this bit, and you're just like, I
did that.
I mean, if you actually did manage to do that, you'd be so ridiculously rich.
Yeah,
I don't think you would know what to do with the money.
Throw it into the black hole to make more, make more energy.
Perfect. It'd probably all be cryptocurrency.
That's the pro strats right there.
What was I just thinking about? Quasars.
Yeah, quasars.
That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about quasars because we were talking about black holes. For anyone who doesn't know what a quasar is when the black hole is supermassive, and there's planets and stars going around the outside of its gravitational pull, not getting pulled in, but it can't get out.
Yeah.
So because they're all there, they're just smashing into each other, and it makes a ridiculous amount of fusion. It ends up... Quasars are actually the brightest objects that we know of in the universe.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It is. Talking about some other cool things. There's a planet where it doesn't actually rotate. So one of the sides is super hot, and the other side's like relatively cool because it's still pretty close to the sun.
Yeah.
That it has enough to vaporize rock and make rock clouds, and those rock clouds rain on the other side of the planet.
Rock clouds.
Rock vapors as a shoot.
But that's a whole. That sounds like it's almost as bad as hail. Maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
It might be on par with hail.
But yeah, that's one of the cool things of like universe. Also, thought process. If the world is the universe itself is a googolplex long, then it's large enough for things can actually have to repeat.
Really?
Yeah, because of just how many possible combinations, as far as we're aware of. Anyways,
we could find another Earth.
Then again, the only problem with that is that the current laws of quantum physics say that it's physically impossible to have 2 exact copies of things, and I don't want to think about that too much.
Yeah, the no cloning theorem.
Yeah, but I don't think we have time to get into that because that's a whole.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, but all you need to know is the universe is big. I think by estimate, the universe is supposed to be 170 sextillion observable universes big, roughly around the time.
Wait.
Observable
The universe
Yes.
is 100. Would you say 100 sextillions?
170 sextillion observable universes. Which observable okay, explain exactly the size of an observable universe.
Observable.
So imagine the Earth. Now imagine the solar system. Now imagine taking a bunch of solar systems and it's the Milky Way galaxy. Then go up again. That's the local group. And then the local group, I'm correct, it was like 10,000 galaxies in there.
Ooh, that's it? Just 10,000?
No, sorry, I meant to say 100,000.
Oh, 100,000 galaxies.
Go up again, and we have ourselves a supercluster. No, just a cluster.
And then we go up again, and we have a supercluster.
Yeah, supercluster.
And then we get an...
And then we go up to, then we finally make it to the observable universe, which
And
if I remember correctly is let's see here, 93 billion light years across.
So 93 billion light years times 170 sextillion.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem that big.
Do you realize how big sextillion
Shut up, I
is?
know.
It's kind of hard to quantify numbers at that point. It's just so large.
At that point, stuff is just too
honestly,
big.
it doesn't even matter realistically at that point.
Yeah.
But like, just to give you an idea, imagine a light bulb. We're inside that light bulb, and then imagine light bulbs on the planet Pluto. And that is a comparison. You can only see the light bulb.
Why can we only see the light bulb?
Because of how the speed of light works and how the universe is expanding, how our telescopes are limited. Just blame technology.
I will blame technology. We need better.
Yes, we do. Which was it? Voyager, was it still the first one? Was it they made it the furthest so far?
I think it was Voyager that made it the
I
furthest.
know it's Voyager.
I think it made it past Pluto.
I did. I'm trying to remember what number it is. Was it
Two?
just? I think it was the second one. It could have been Voyager.
I don't know. It might have been Voyager 1. It was a Voyager.
It could have been Voyager 75 for like. I doubt it.
Voyager 69.
But
What?
yeah. Anyways,
I don't know what happened there.
but it's so far. It's not quite made it out of the solar system yet, but still, nonetheless, still pretty cool.
Hasn't made it out of the solar system, and it's been there for like 30 years. It's been going for like 30 to 35 years, and it hasn't made it out of the solar system.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how much progress relative to the size of the universe we've made. It's depressing.
Yeah.
Let's not think about that too much, or think about the fact that our galaxy is crashing into another galaxy, which will cause the extinction of pretty much everything in those galaxies, if there's something that are light than us.
Fine, we'll just leave this one.
Which will happen in billions of years from now, but that's not my problem. That's my ancestors, assuming they make it that far.
Fine, we'll just leave the galaxy. Yeah,
To the closest galaxy, which is the one hitting ours.
You know what? You know what? You want to be more depressed? Opportunity rover. How does that make you feel?
Oh, stop that. Bring in the batteries.
Spirit and Opportunity rover. Do you know that Opportunity had a sister rover?
Oh, stop.
Spirit died like 4 years before Opportunity did.
Please,
It was 4 to 6 years before Opportunity.
If only the AA batteries were included,
Oh,
we would have this issue.
no. If it only was, do you know that Curiosity actually isn't powered by solar panels? It has a chunk of plutonium on a stick.
Ah.
That's what's powering it.
To be fair, though, the form of the plutonium is made from actually a version is made from Neptunium, which is then changed into that version of plutonium to power it, which makes Neptunium the best item element on the periodic table.
Wrong. Thorium. Thorium, best element. Easy. There is 3 times the amount of it in the Earth's crust. It comes out concentrated enough that it can just be sent into the fission reactors, so it doesn't need any enrichment. It doesn't release deadly gas when you try and mine it. And it puts out way more energy than any kind of uranium reactors.
I like plutonium. I like nuclear bombs.
We are not making nukes out of this.
Anyways,
That's another reason thorium is better. You can't. It's really hard to make nukes out of it because it needs to have plutonium to work.
We have a minute left.
We have a minute left?
Yeah.
Venus has an atmosphere comprised of sulfuric acid.
Fun fact, Venus is actually the hottest planet in the solar system
Yeah.
because of how the atmosphere traps in heat.
Yeah, I really don't want to become like Venus.
Yeah, you know what the worst thing for climate change? putting water vapor is actually a worse greenhouse gas than actually CO2. Still a fun fact.
Did you say water vapor is worse than CO2?
Yeah. Still a fun fact.
Oh, come on! Is there no winning with this?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes?
Just but anyways, we have like 10 seconds.
Dude, do you know that we need to condense our CO2? We need some. Is there a way to condense CO2?
We can make it into the ice, like dry ice, potentially.
No. Can we make it? Can we separate the carbon from CO2?
Assuming we learned how to do nuclear. We have nuclear fission. I don't know. Maybe.
It sounds like molecular manipulation.
That may be possible. I'm not an expert in that, though. And also, we're going over 30 minutes, but I want to get these closing remarks out.
Oh, shoot. If we've gone over 30 minutes, we should probably cut it.
Well, that's today's episode. If all goes well, we should be doing... Oh, wait, to the hat quickly. Okay, it looks like we got ourselves the Mongolia. The Empire.
Oh, Mongol Empire! Mongols did nothing wrong.
Yep, 100%.
Can't prove it.
Yep, we're going to do the Mongol Empire. And at least that's the plan. Worst comes to worst, if we don't have time to record something, we'll have something else.
Yeah, we'll get at least some...
If not, it will be border gore around the modern world. Whatever we can actually put out. Anyways, we got to cut it now.
We're going to make it. We're going to have the Mongol Empire, though. Genghis Khan did nothing wrong.
Yep. 1 minute left. See you next week.
Yep. See you next week. Bye.